right, good afternoon, gentlemen. Welcome to Fantasy Turf War, Rad Dad Network.
Yeah. Nice.
So Dennis, I know you represented the network last year in our league.
Yes.
Did pretty darn well. Came up short there in the end, but we were rooting for you the whole way. Um, what we wanted to do today is kind of get to know your guys' story. Dennis, we did a deep dive last year into your background, your military history, but
Mhm.
now we get to share the love with the rest of the network. So I wanted to
Yes.
welcome the three of you to the league, Dennis, Aaron, Sean.
Thank you.
And
Yep.
if you don't mind, we'll go around the room. We'll start with Sean since his name's on top of the list there, and tell us a little bit about you and your origin stories.
Yeah, sure. Just lifelong sports fan. So, grew up playing sports my whole life. Played baseball up until college, and just been into fantasy sports. Probably got more into it in college, and ran into these guys, Dennis and Aaron, through dance. Our girls all danced together, and just got to talking and just had a lot of common interests when it came down to sports and among other things. And so, really hit it off and have become friends over the years. And over time, that's kind of evolved into, how can we turn our love for sports and kind of a newer found interest in, I wouldn't call it a love of gambling because it seems like it's not nice to us a lot of times, but,
No, it's not.
yeah, just trying to see how we could, learn more about that and then share that growth and that learning with us to others that are interested in those types of things too. Because I think gambling for me, I think makes it a little more fun, like you have some skin in the game. Being somewhat competitive and playing sports, growing up my whole life, and so not military. I practice medicine for a living, and so that takes up a good chunk of my time. And then when I'm not doing that and spending time with the family, just really enjoy hanging out, watching sports from anywhere from football, baseball. Big hockey fan. Grew up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan as a kid, and really really a big fan of Formula One. And so it's been a good year for me as a McLaren fan, thankfully. So it's been really fun to watch that and not watch Max Verstappen win every week. So it's yeah, so that's me in a nutshell. So it's just been a lifelong love of sports. And just it's just fun to talk and go over things on a week to week basis, and it's fun, and it's just it's a good excuse to get together with the guys and just hang out and have some fun each week.
Very cool. So does that make you a Red Wings fan then?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm a very weird. Okay, so it's a so living in where I lived I grew up in Marquette, Michigan, and so but I was born in Wisconsin, and so diehard Green Bay Packer fans, and I actually
Um,
lived closer to Green Bay than to Detroit, and
huh. Well, it was
and
nice knowing you. Just feel free to drop off the call.
right. And so, but and then growing up, Red Wings are on TV all the time, so fell in love with them. So it's just really weird geographical nightmare when it comes to sports teams because you're closer to Green Bay, but then really the only hockey team around there was Detroit. So, yeah. And
And
they've had rough years here for the past, oh gosh, decade or so. It's been
yeah.
a little rough, but you never know. We'll get a turnaround someday.
All right. Yeah, I'm in Chicago right now. So
Oh,
I'm
gotcha.
born and raised here. So I didn't like I mean root for the home team, so I'm a Bears fan by
Hmm.
nature, just I'll root for them, but I didn't really pick that up, so I'm actually a Raiders fan. But
Oh,
I
okay.
did get instilled in me a deep hatred of the Packers. So
Yeah, I think that's normal for Chicago. So
yeah.
yeah, I see that.
All right, awesome. Aaron, how about you?
Yeah. So, like Sean said, we all kind of met just through the dance scene. Prior to that, I've worked in law enforcement doing corrections, and then I also was working construction. So in those backgrounds, there's a lot of fantasy football and baseball stuff. So been doing that for a long time. Really, at the base of kind of what we do is like I said, just a bunch of us together as friends and just having fun and talking sports and talking gambling and talking F1. Uh, we're just just there to kind of goof around and have fun and try to make something of it and make a network to kind of grow this thing to help out other people that are, kind of like us, where we didn't know what the heck we were doing. So just having somebody that could kind of push us along and help us out there. And, the weird sports fandom thing, I think I've got you guys both topped.
Uh-oh.
I'm a,
Probably.
yeah. So I'm a Husker fan, college football. And then I'm a Carolina Panthers fan and an Atlanta Braves fan. So
Huh.
really
All
a weird
right.
mix for me.
How'd that happen?
I don't know, honestly. I grew up in,
We've been asking them that for years.
Yeah.
just grew up here in the Midwest, but actually the Panthers thing came along as, it was mid '90s. So it's I kind of liked the Cowboys, but not really. And the Panthers expanded, and I was like, you know what? Nobody's going to be a fan of this team around here, so I'm going to be that fan. And I've been a fan ever since they've expanded. And the baseball thing is, you had the Cubs on WGN or the Braves on TBS, and the '90s it was the Braves. So of course I'm going to root for the better of the two teams at that point. And I just kind of fell in love with them from then, and I've been a fan ever since.
Very cool. Yeah, I understand the Panthers now. So what happened was you were a fan of the one-star rated team known as the Cowboys,
Yeah,
and then you're like, I need a better team, so let's go to the Panthers. So I totally get it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
There's just nothing
Just
around
step
here.
up.
It was either that or Kansas City, and you just not a fan of either one of them. So
yeah. Yeah, so I at least lived in North Carolina up until recently, so big Panthers territory over there. So I'm a big Christian McCaffrey fan, even though he moved out to the West Coast now. But so
Got a
I
good team
like
out there.
Yeah, so I like Christian McCaffrey. The rest of the Panthers, they had a little bit of a misstep with what's his face? Was it Bryce
Cam
Young?
Newton.
No, well,
Oh,
Cam.
sorry.
well, I mean both
Yeah.
of them,
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, I don't
really.
like that guy either.
I,
So
I'm hoping that Bryce can get it together this year. He had a better second half of the season, so
yep.
hopefully they'll build on it, and they're not going to be the bottom feeder of the NFC South, which the NFC South is super weak anyway. So
So yeah,
it's not
fair
going to be
point.
hard
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah, and yeah, the second half of the season he definitely looked a lot better, a lot more promising than he did the first half. I think people had a lot of buyer's remorse going into that season, but
Yeah,
Cam Newton, I mean, as good or bad as he was for Carolina, he was like the face of the franchise, face of the town.
yeah,
It's all over the billboards and all that.
Got him
So
to the Super Bowl.
got him to the Super
Yep.
Bowl.
yeah,
So
He did.
yeah. He did a
so
lot for their community. So
and I think that's what they're looking for is someone to kind of fill that role. So hopefully, they
yep.
they fix that. But yeah, so awesome. All right, Dennis. So what is I think we covered your backstory before,
We
but for
did.
those who haven't,
Yep.
give us a little rundown. Where did you get your upbringing, sir?
So I grew up in, big surprise here wearing my hat. I grew up in Phoenix, Arizona. So funny, like I'm pretty like I root for all the Phoenix teams, right? I went to Arizona State. I'm a Sun Devils fan. I like the Cardinals. Love the Suns. That's probably my first love. And I'm a Diamondbacks fan. So big surprise on all that. However, my family's from Philly. I was actually born in Philadelphia, but I was very young when we moved to Phoenix, and so I was first an Eagles fan, believe it or not, and a Phillies fan. And I got better.
Boo.
We'll just say that I got better. I still, there's still a little bit in me, like I like to root for them a little bit, but I don't want to be associated with that fan base.
Yeah.
They're nuts. And my dad gets mad at me for saying that because he's still one of those crazy Philly fans to this day, and they're doing pretty well right now. So, but yeah, that's me when it comes to sports. As far as fantasy, I mean, I got the bug in high school. Believe it, it's like 93 or 94, and I graduated in 95. Yes, I'm old, I know. Um, and there was this fantasy, I don't even know if it was called fantasy football, but it was like a contest they had in the newspaper, the Arizona Republic, every week. And you had like a salary, and
Okay.
with your salary, you had to pick a starting lineup every week, right? And I would do it
Okay.
pencil and paper and send it in, and then hope. I never won ever, but I played it every week, and then that would turn into my friends would do it, which would turn into out of us could score the most. So we
Nice.
were kind of playing fantasy that way, and then it would turn into our own fantasy league by the time I graduated high school there.
Okay.
Wasn't long before all the online leagues started popping up, and then we didn't have to do the math ourselves, right?
Yeah.
So I've been
Thank
playing
God
for a
for
very long
that.
time. Yeah, so yeah, but yeah, did a whole career in the Air Force, and yeah, retired, moved here to Omaha. Is where I met these guys, um, through the whole dance thing, and yeah, we've hit it off pretty much from the beginning, I think, guys, and um, mostly through love of sports. I think is probably where it started. Maybe over drinks early on, and getting stupid, but
Yeah.
that's okay. It turned into something, and I
And
think
maybe a little bit of trash talking.
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
just
A little bit.
just a hair, but yeah, it's been awesome. And I just want to say that I know I represented us last year. I know I did pretty well, like
You
fourth out of
did.
64. Does not
Yeah.
suck,
Yeah, that's
but
awesome.
I still kind of felt guilty the whole time because it was just me doing it, and I am in no way the leader of this thing. This is a three-headed monster. It's all three of us. We came up with this idea together, so really happy that you allowed us to do this together this year. Looking
Yeah,
forward
Yeah.
to it. I'm sure we'll
yeah.
argue every week about the lineup and stuff, but it's going to be awesome.
So for Sean and Aaron, the way that happened was Dennis was like, "Look, I don't really trust these other guys' judgment. Can I just make the call
Yeah,
every week
it's
and
all
then
coming
That
out
makes
Dennis?"
now.
sense.
Oh
That sounds
It's
yeah,
all
about
coming
right.
out
Yeah.
now. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not surprised by any of this, Corey. So it's
Right.
I'm
fine.
sure it was
Yeah.
like, oh, I've
Not
won
shocked.
X amount of championships in fantasy. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Look, I
That's
think
totally how he is.
you were the odds-on
I'm
favorite.
oh,
Going into the playoffs last year, I think you were the odds-on favorite
I remember.
with record and points, and just did not happen.
Nope,
You lost
fell
to
apart at the end.
Renee.
Yeah,
Who'd you
that
lose
sounds
to?
right. That
Okay.
sounds right. Yeah, if I remember right, it was Renee.
Okay. At least she went
Um,
on to win it, so it's like,
yep.
well, of course I lost to the champion.
Yeah, I
Yeah, of
mean,
course. Yeah.
yeah, it was one of those. How these guys know that I've played in other leagues with them. It's a battle of attrition at the end of the
Yeah.
year, right? Like who's left, uh,
Yep.
who's still playing by the
Right.
time the playoffs come around.
Very
I
true.
kind of hurt there, but it's okay. Uh, I was
So
happy with the result.
yeah, and there's and this year you didn't win the division, so there was no trophy there for you. But this year there will be other trophies that are
Right?
eligible for all top eight. So
Yeah, you're
Nice.
growing this
hopefully
thing, man. It's awesome.
there's some hardware this year to go along with that.
Let's
So
go,
that's
guys. Let's get it.
Yeah. I think we can do
so
this. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
take
it's a
got
great
this.
first place.
segue. So we've talked obviously about your guys' individual backgrounds, and then you kind of each of you have mentioned kind of how this came together. But what what was that like? Like where did you guys come up with the idea of like let's hit record on the conversations we're having?
Who wants to take this one, Sean?
Yeah, sure.
Great story.
This was all born out over Labor Day weekend. We had kind of been talking about it a little bit beforehand, but it came to a head over Labor Day weekend, I believe in 2022. I was out of town on vacation with my family, and we were just texting, and we had all had uh, a couple sodas and probably a few alcoholic beverages. And, at the time, we're like, oh, we totally got this. We can get on and, tell everyone what to do. We're going to win so much money gambling and betting. Like, this is going to be great. It's going to be so easy. We're going to hit our goal, no problem. This is going to be great. And so we did it, and we loved it. It was a ton of fun. And our friends that listened to it, they said, you guys aren't actually not too bad. You guys suck
Yeah,
at
yeah.
gambling, but you guys aren't too bad. And it's like, oh, okay, so maybe we can try to grow this into other avenues as well. And so it kind of started with the show that we do called Dancing with the Odds, where we just try to primarily focus in the football seasons with college football and the NFL. It's just a little bit easier to do that on a week to week basis versus baseball and basketball where they have games all the time during the week and those types of things. And so we tried that, failed. Tried again last year, did a little better. So less failure, but still failed. And so we're hoping year three we have a little bit more success. I feel like we've got a better strategy and
You
plan
got
when
to
it
let them
comes
know
to
what the
things.
goal is for each season.
Yeah, so we're trying to get to $10,000. So we start at, I think we all pitch in what, $20 a piece, and
Yep.
we try to basically double our money every week
Oh,
to get to
okay.
$10,000. And with the goal of doing it by the Super Bowl. So the hope would be that we would have this extravaganza on Super Bowl Sunday where it's like, oh my gosh, we got $5,000 on the line this week. We got to win to get to our goal. And so that's the ultimate goal. Hopefully we could get that done this year. It'd be a blast. It'd be a ton of fun to do. And so it kind of just came out of a lot of arrogance from probably too many Bush Lights and maybe some whiskey. I don't know, but it just kind of came from that. But it's been a lot of fun doing it. I feel like we get each time that we do it, I get a little bit better. And
Yeah.
it's kind of forayed into other avenues. I said before that I'm a huge F1 fan. I know Dennis is. We've gotten Aaron pulled into it now too, so we're all going to the Circuit of the Americas this year for the United States Grand Prix in October. And so so we started doing a show about that. And that's slowly kind of getting there. Our schedules never work out to the point that we can do it, but we're slowly hoping to get that. But we're also hoping to grow the brand into just allowing people an avenue to talk about their passion and just, spread that joy and that love that they have for things so that they can connect with other people and kind of spread their knowledge along those lines as well. So that's the ultimate goal. I feel like it is for our network. It's not necessarily just, sports related and those types of things, but it's just taking people's passions for things and getting that out there into the universe for others to enjoy and to learn from as well.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's really kind of got us all. It's itching that creative part of our brain, right? Like we're all starting to think of stuff. I know Aaron's got some ideas. I've tried a couple different things. I started messing around with like a short format for electric vehicles because that's one of my passions. I'm
Hmm.
kind of playing around with that. I haven't been great with it, but I have a format for it. I have an idea about something that Cory, I will probably reach out to you at some point about, and it's veteran stuff. Doing
Oh,
a kind of finding veteran resources, right? Pulling in those different organizations that can help veterans.
yeah. Count
That's
me
a
in for
passion
that.
for me. So yeah, so just only thoughts right now, only ideas, but yeah, to kind of piggyback on what Sean was saying, just finding maybe passion projects for people and giving them an avenue to get that information out there. So that's kind of the idea moving forward.
Very
Sorry,
cool.
Aaron, we're talking all over this one.
No, just to piggyback off the story, the evolution of this whole thing has been kind of funny in itself. Just how I, we've got the episodes on YouTube. You can go back to our very first episode of Dancing with the Odds, which was a microphone in the middle of a table and us brainstorming how we're going
Yeah,
to do this, and to where we've gotten to now. So it's really
it's so bad to listen
oh
to.
yeah, but I mean, we really have evolved from that point. So it's just exciting to see where we can take this, and it's just a matter of finding the time to be able to do it with our as working professionals full time with daughters who are extremely busy,
Yes.
trying to get all that. So, and that's kind of part of it too, is just showing people that hey, you can do this. Carve out a little bit of time. It's not super. It doesn't take a whole lot of time. It's just a matter of sitting down and doing.
Yeah,
Right.
it's the intentionality of it
Yep.
for sure. And I think you guys took the right step where a lot of folks, like myself as well, like I did not, where it's like you hit record from the start, and a lot of people they sit there and they plan and they let this kind of simmer and all that stuff, and then they decide to hit record. And it's like you guys just go for it, which takes a lot of courage. So kudos for just kind of hitting the button and going for it. So that's something that a lot of people just don't do, and they should, right? Because like you said, it's really not all that difficult. It's all the intentionality of it. Of I'm going to do this thing, and I need to take one step, and that's the step will go to the next step, to how do you eat the elephant one bite at a time and that kind of thing. So it's really cool that you guys are doing that, and it's great to see you guys growing.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
thanks. No,
Yeah.
and I know that being a part of this is going to absolutely help as well. Just get us more out there. And I think the big thing that, we've noticed and that we realize is we just got to do it more and just get more, product out there. I think once
Being
people,
consistent.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think, I think we're, fairly easy, relatable people to listen to, and I think we have somewhat okay takes, maybe not at times, I don't know, but
Sometimes it's better not
It's
to
all
have the good take,
yeah,
right?
it's
yeah,
all about the banter, though. It's the banter.
right, yeah. And I think one of my favorite things of the first season we did with Dancing with the Odds is Dennis was telling us where our listenership was coming from, and we had
Oh
this
yeah, yeah.
random pocket from Belgium, and I'm like, oh, that's weird. And so, and kind of where this gambling whole thing started too was, of course, at a dance competition,
There we go.
and having a couple of beers at the bar.
Couple.
We're couple. we were we were in Kansas, and it's legal to do that online there. And so I was just sitting out there, and I was like, "Huh, you can bet on Slovakian volleyball. I didn't know you could bet on Slovakian volleyball." So I was like, "I can't pronounce that team name. I'm going to bet on it," and it won. I was like, "Oh, this is fun."
I
And
know
so, and I think
everything
that,
now.
yeah. So I think it just kind of snowballed into that. But anyway, we find out we have these Belgian viewers on our listeners on our show, and we're like, "Oh, let's start picking a." We picked some random soccer team from the Belgian
USG or
Premier
something.
League. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And that kind of snowballed through the year, and it was just a lot of fun to do. So we kind of lost track of the Belgian soccer league, but maybe something to come again this year. We'll have to see where things go. So
Yeah, it's kind of fun finding those little bits, right? And then they start recurring and they turn into something
yeah,
as we move forward. It's fun.
So that's
yeah.
totally not where I thought you guys were going to go with that. I thought you were going to say we're at the bar at our kids' competition and we're betting on the kids and we're
Oh no, no,
No,
no.
no, wouldn't
Why
do
have we
that.
not done?
I
No,
don't
no,
look
no,
know.
no. We need to get.
look
Is that
look
legal?
my family comes from a cheer background, so like I get the big travel
Oh yeah,
competitions and all that stuff. Like I
yeah,
get it. Look, there's probably a market for something like that. Look, I
There
don't
you
know the
go.
laws. I don't know any of that. Just saying
yeah,
it's not a bad idea.
So then
yeah.
you understand, right? These competitions, they're
Oh, they're
days long.
nuts. Yeah.
And our kid and I love my kids. I'm incredibly proud of them. They kick butt. But I mean, for 3 days, you might spend what, a total of 20 minutes watching them
Yeah.
on those
Maybe.
3 days,
And the
if
rest of
that.
it, if you're like me, you're just going to spend the rest of those 3 days at the very top of the bleachers with a really old camcorder pointed down at the competition so that you could give it to somebody to do something with later. Not that I'm
Right.
upset about it, but just saying.
Yeah, yeah. Luckily, the moms take care
And
of the recording. They don't even
they
trust us
do.
with that.
They
They're
don't
just
even let
like,
us record.
yeah, they're like, just bring the
We
bags in, go get food, and you guys are
Yeah,
Sorry,
we
fine.
get
Okay.
props. So if there's props
Yeah.
involved, that's where we come in, right? But
Okay.
Yeah.
but really, it's just a lot of extra time sitting around. So you
Yeah.
can see where the three of us
Yeah.
kind of
It's
got to
something to
this
take up
point,
time.
right?
Yeah.
So we
Yep.
a lot of talking, a lot of ideas, and you're right. We just hit record. We just went for it. But I think all three of us are kind of geared that way.
yeah.
Just screw it. What's the worst that could happen? Let's go. And
Yeah, just like the live show.
Yeah.
oh, the live
I
show where there
know.
was no audio, that was amazing.
We
We
tried though. We certainly
Yeah,
tried.
it
hey,
happens. And that
we
is our
just go
motto.
for it,
We're
man.
trying. So
Yeah.
We're
yeah.
trying.
That is our motto. We have t-shirts. Ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, we have a storefront. You can buy t-shirts that say we're trying. So
Is that real?
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
real. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go buy one.
Yeah.
I want one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll send you the
We have,
link.
Yeah,
we
Oh
have
yeah, I
send
did
me
send you
t-shirts.
the link to our store. See, we're still learning as we go. We got to get better at getting our stuff out there.
I
Yep.
like it. Look, don't ever go back to episode 1. Just don't do it. I like speaking from my own experience. Just don't do it.
Yeah, it's scary.
I try to make our first few episodes just kind of slowly fade off of YouTube, so like those are gone, and just keep moving forward and just, try and do something different or new every time, and can't go wrong. I mean,
Right.
Awesome.
you got a cheesehead, a guy with a bird fascination, and a recovering Cowboys fan. Like, what could go wrong here?
Right.
The
Yeah,
content's
I
got to
know.
be good.
It's
Yeah.
gotta be.
Can't be bad.
Totally trust all three of your judgment at this point,
How could you not?
right?
Yeah. So if the team does worse, it's that we'll know why then for sure. It's not Dennis. It's probably me and Aaron. So
Yeah.
That's right. So I've already set the bar, guys. We got to do better than fourth place. Okay.
yeah.
So let's get this.
It's tough. It's really tough.
I envision us drafting together and like totally doing a war room thing when it's our turn
Oh
to
yeah.
pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be picking
So
up phones. We'll be
We haven't done, as of recording, we haven't done divisions yet. That's coming in the next couple days. So we don't have a draft date yet, but yeah, that would be cool. Like send us like a behind the scenes thing. We'll link everything up so that we can see who's actually making the calls on the picks. So
I
Oh, there's
like
going
it.
to
Sounds
be
good.
Okay,
accountability.
that'll be fun.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
but so one thing I wanted to comment on is like just like listening to you guys talk to each other and with me, it's like it's something that I've been hitting on really hard this year, both in just internal communications with the league and externally to just anyone really who would listen at this point. Is just authenticity, right? In the last year, 2 years, the thing known as AI has just taken over so many different pieces
I
of
know.
the world. And you
Hmm.
start to see all these things like their faceless YouTube channels, like YouTube's doing their thing about it, but people are getting sick of it couple years in, and what they're craving is exactly what you guys have, is that authenticity, genuine people having genuine conversations. And it's just apolitical stuff, and it's just good people doing good things, and that's what is really resonating with folks right now. So I think you guys have just nailed it, so congratulations on that, and please keep doing
Oh,
it.
Yeah,
appreciate
thank
that.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks.
awesome. Look at
except for
us.
except for you, Dennis, get rid of the hat. I know you
Yeah,
got a
nobody's
cooler.
I mean, this has
perfect.
got to be authentic. Who would do this
Yeah.
otherwise, right? Who would pretend to be a
Right.
Cardinals fan?
Yeah, I
I
mean,
I know you've got a cooler helmet in your office. I've seen it.
I do, I do.
look at us
But
putting
that
it
doesn't
out
really
there that,
fit me anymore. My head's gotten a little fatter, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. Look,
I
we
mean,
don't
we're
have to
putting out
put
there
the
that we're Panthers fans and
Right.
Cardinals fans, and like who willingly does that?
very
right,
true.
right. Uh,
So cool. So I love it. I love the conversations you guys are having, both in your content and what obviously today. And thank you guys so much for your time.
yeah,
Yeah,
Um,
thank you.
I
yeah.
did learn my lesson last year. I had a bad habit of wishing everyone like to win the league because I realized I would be lying to 63 other teams at that point. So I think Dennis, you guys have the track record. You guys are going to do just fine this season. So I hope to see you again in the playoffs. But in the
Awesome.
in the meantime, where can people find you? Where can people listen? Where can we buy those shirts? I just got the link, so I'll make
You
sure
got
the
the
link to
link?
the
Okay,
shirts in the show
cool,
notes.
cool. Gave him the link, guys. I'll take this. So we're actually in a little bit of a transition, but within a few days it should fully move over. But if you just type in raddadnetwork.com, we own the URL. That'll get you what you need. We're kind of moving from a traditional website front or web front, whatever, to we actually have a Substack that we've been utilizing, and it's been working pretty well. Like we're getting a lot of interaction with it. So we're moving everything to Substack, raddadnetwork.com. Within a week or so, we'll take you right there. So yeah, you go there. You could subscribe to us. It kind of acts as our newsletter as well. We'll post all of our new episodes on there. It'll break out for each show that we host.
Oh,
So
cool.
yeah, just go there. That'll give you everything you need.
Love
You can
it.
also find us on Facebook and Instagram and
Instagram,
all the
X, and
socials,
yeah.
right?
X,
And
Yep.
YouTube. We have a YouTube
Threads.
channel, so we're at all those places as well.
Very cool. And I won't
Yep.
put the OnlyFans link in there, Dennis. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
We have to keep it.
we'll
Yeah.
keep that on the DL for now. It's just
All right.
feet, guys.
Yeah. Look, I pitched it to somebody. I said, look, they got OnlyFans. I'm like, what about only toes? Like, look, each toe, you're talking
That's right.
5x your
That's right.
market
There's
there.
something for everyone out there,
Right.
right?
They just hung up, but hey.
Yeah.
You gave it a shot. You went for it.
So we'll make sure we put all those links in the show notes and make sure we connect everything. But we do have one bit of a tradition. I don't know if Dennis remembers. Everyone gets some questions at the end of the interview. So we get three different
Right.
answers for you guys this time. So the first
Okay.
question I have, and we'll go Aaron, Sean, Dennis. If you were a WWE wrestler, what would be your walkout song?
Oh,
Let's go Hail to the King by Avenged Sevenfold.
Ooh,
All right.
good.
Love it. Saw
I
them
haven't
last
thought
year.
about that ever at all, by the way.
No, no, but you were totally ready.
that's a tough question. I in high school when I watched it a lot. Stone Cold Steve Austin was my favorite, and so I just breaking glass and he just comes screaming down. Um, I've been listening to obviously with Ozzy passing yesterday. I've been listening to
Oh,
a ton of Black Sabbath, so I think Paranoid would probably be it, just because of the fast pace and kind of like Ultimate Warrior style, just come screaming down the tunnel, down the ramp there. So I'd probably go with that.
I can
All
totally
right.
see Sean just grabbing ropes and shaking them.
I'm buying that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see it. Yeah. I'd go with Immigrant Song, Led Zeppelin.
Okay, like
Kind of
it.
the fast pace. It gives you a little bit to show off and flex on your way to the ring, and then run in.
Right.
So yeah.
Very good. Awesome. Well, I like those answers. Look, I've got some really crazy ones over the years, so those I like those.
Perfect.
Good.
But gentlemen, it has been awesome talking to you guys today. It's an actual privilege, and I wish you guys success in the league. And we'll have to check back in as the season goes, Dennis, and see how you guys are doing. If we've maybe like taken Sean out of the picture for his decision making, just gonna
Maybe.
Seems likely.
probably. But gentlemen, it's been fun, and I will see you guys in the league. Hopefully, you guys have a good draft.
All
Awesome.
right.
Thanks,
Thank you very
Cory.
much
Thanks a
for
lot,
having
Cory.
us.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.